Well, good evening, our beloveds. We are channeling through our another here at the Bosque del Apache. We brought her here for a magical reason, and we haven't shared with her what it is. She said, okay, when we asked her to go. And that's it. That is what surrender looks like when the universe makes a request and you simply trust. It's similar to a certain extent to when your parents made requests of you when you were young enough and still blindly trusted them, their judgment, their honesty, their authenticity, and their integrity. Do you remember that time when you still believed in your parents being all good? Most of you struggle with that memory because it was so long ago, and yet, because there is no time, it was in the blink of an eye. It was yesterday, or maybe really tomorrow. We are here to remind you that even when you seem to be meandering in a lost way through life, that there actually is a purpose, that we are coordinating the particular experiences that you are not aware of to bring you to that particular place in that particular moment where you are meant to experience something or someone. For some of you, it is your point of transition. For some of you, it is meeting an amazing human being, finding a new path or direction in your life where you know, I need to move, I need to quit jobs, something. But oftentimes, you second guess yourself. You judge what is coming in, you question its authenticity, and then you don't follow through on it because you're kind of set in your ways. Life is stable sometimes, consistent, predictable, known. Many of you do not like change or challenge or growth. But when you surrender, when you say, okay, I wish to try something different. I wish to live my life authentically, where I may overshare. I just share what comes into my heart or my consciousness, trusting that what you may question later on was important for those other people to hear, to experience, to witness. Many times you are planting a seed within somebody else that may germinate or sprout at another time. But you were the first one to plant an idea or a concept into their consciousness. And then you move on, never to be thought of again. And yet that seed is there. Our another right now, we are showing her what she's doing. She finally gets it. We have taken her to a place where her past overlapped with her present. And she is building new neural pathways and new memories by retracing her steps back home in a different way, in a unique way, one that honors her. She lived a life that she didn't really wish to live because she was compliant, complacent sometimes, people-pleasing, and well-behaved. And now, she's not trying so hard to be well-behaved. She's just trying to figure out who she wants to be, what she wishes to experience, and what that looks like. And when you are living life as a single person, and you don't need to adapt or acclimate yourself to somebody else's energetic imprint, well, it's pretty easy to figure out what you want to do because you are literally driving the bus. And so that is where she finds herself today, yesterday, and tomorrow, forging a new path, rewriting some history that she just doesn't care for, And she's creating new belief systems for herself and for others who will be impacted by her own unique change. It doesn't mean that she's going to change the world, but she is changing the world for one very important person, and that is for herself. And as she begins to really enjoy living, creating memories, slowly breathing, noticing, feeling, and exploring things that she was never permitted to explore before, it brings up so much sadness and hurt for the time that she invested in another without reciprocity. And for the first time, she's really beginning to believe that she has a new life ahead of her, that she can have a full life even though it's the second chapter of her life. She doesn't have her youth, she doesn't have her energy, she doesn't have her knees, but she does have her intuition, her skills, her wherewithal, and most importantly, her passion to explore, to meet new people, and to evidence things for people that they didn't know existed. Her story is highly unique, and she shares it with perfect strangers because there's a purpose somehow, and she doesn't know what it is. But if nothing else, she challenges the belief system for what domestic abuse can look like, and also what psychosis/spiritual awakening can look like. By changing just a few people's minds or ideas or thoughts or belief systems, those will ripple out in time. And that is enough for her. She need not change the world, but just the world for herself, where she knows that she is not crazy, she is not disabled by a different perspective, and that she is capable of making decisions for herself because she knows what she prefers, what she likes, and what she doesn't. By her partner leaving her and moving on with another woman, she got her freedom to explore the things that we birthed in her, but that she was not permitted to act upon because she just didn't know based on the other person's perspective. Men oftentimes think that they have to protect women and put them in a jelly jar with the lid on so tight that the wife, that the woman, that the partner can't breathe, can't expand their lungs because somebody puts them on the shelf. When you finally unscrew that lid and take a first few big deep breaths, it's a little scary to have fresh oxygen, and then when you climb out of that jelly jar, you don't know what to do because so many parts of you have atrophied by being stuck in that jelly jar. And then you begin to crawl, and then you begin to walk, and hopefully you begin to run and jog and explore. This is what humanity is meant to do. And many of you have lost your way because of the patriarchy and misogyny on both sides of the fence. So where can you too reclaim all that is true and holy for you and live out of that authenticity and find yourself again before time runs out this time? There's no rush, but don't put off till tomorrow what you can start on today. It's like making a quilt. You just begin with one square, and then another, and then another, with no idea or thought as to when that quilt or patchwork will be done. It's just that you create a new square and put within that square that energetic imprint that you need to leave behind when you transition. Leave your mark, not with money, but with love, patience, and servitude. And so it is. Namaste.